Hi, have you ever heard about eating stewed potatoes with green papaya that will help a postpartum mother have enough milk breastfeeding? Or there are some people who say your breast is too small to have enough milk for your baby. That is some of the contradictory information that you might have heard about breastfeeding from someone. Do you think it's right or wrong? I'll tell you eventually. Today, I'd like to talk about my favorite book to you. I love reading books. I read many kinds of books, like thrilling fiction, inspiring books. If the book contains the elements of emotions and thrill, it would attract me. A book that I'm gonna talk to you so different. It's quite rare. That is 68 Misconceptions and Enlightenment regarding breastfeeding, written by Phương Hồng Nhất Lê. She is a breastfeeding expert. This book was a perfect guidebook to my postpartum breastfeeding journey. This book helps mothers understand techniques and the importance of breastfeeding by cutting through some of the contradictory information out there that makes breastfeeding so confusing and difficult to follow. I got the book when I had trouble breastfeeding, my first try after giving birth. Before I got married, I loved drinking milk. I thought it has high nutrition. It's suitable for all small people. I decided I was going to feed the formula for my baby because the ads were fascinating and promising. They show how perfect the formula is. That makes me believe my baby would get supreme nutrition if I feed it for my baby. The baby would be taller, smarter, healthier than other babies who don't drink it. If I don't, my baby will not get the supreme development. Almost people are being tricked. That infant formula is almost like breast milk. They aren't similar at all. The only similarity between them is that they are both liquids. The nutrition ingredients are very different. When I was pregnant, I didn't know anything about breastfeeding or birth. Nobody ever teaches me these stuffs before. Like any new mother, I start to learn to breastfeed when I know I'm pregnant. Many medical experts strongly recommend breastfeeding exclusively. No formula, juice, or water for 6 months. Breastfeeding for a year at least, with other foods that would be started at 6 months of age, such as vegetables, grains, fruits, and protein. Making decision to breastfeed is a personal matter. It also one that's likely to draw strong opinions from friends and family. Almost all people have always known how breastfeeding is suitable for babies or the benefits of breastfeeding. But We always have a second choice, formula feeding. That makes us easily to give up. The first choice, breastfeeding. I learned all of that knowledge of breastfeed or breast milk on the Facebook group called Betty Booty. I understand all of that knowledge, but at the time I give birth, I get the worst pain in my life. I yell and scream. I try to breathe deeply, but it doesn't work. Eventually, I give birth by surgical method. I separated from my newborn baby for 8 hours. I suddenly realized it. I don't know what to do with my newborn baby. When I got my baby in my arms, I don't have any experience breastfeeding, but my mother and my husband's mother have. They tried to have me breastfeed my baby by many different methods. They thought I didn't have enough milk for my baby because when I breastfed her, she didn't suck. Then she started to cry and cry and cry. She refused to latch on and rejected my breast. I don't know why. As you see, getting milk from the bowl is easier than from the breast. My baby must strongly suck to get milk from the breast. So, my baby prefers formula milk to breast milk. I keep breastfeeding apart from formula feed when I go home with my baby. I know that is not good for my baby. That is not the way I want to grow her. I'm so upset every time I feed formula milk for my baby because I know the risk of formula feeding. My husband, mother, and my mother help me a lot. They take care of my baby and me. They cook many delicious meals. They give me many different methods to have enough milk for my baby, like drinking herb, massage the breast. But those are not a key to fix it. My baby still doesn't breastfeed well. Then I feed her formula milk, and my milk supply decreases, so I get shocked of the vicious circle. It makes me feel stressed. I nearly got postpartum depression. I try to find the reason why I don't have enough milk for my baby. I read a lot of knowledge on the internet, but it isn't enough. It's just a not systematic piece of information. I read deeply about breastfeeding on Phương Hồng Nhất Lê's Facebook. Eventually, I find out the reason that the baby is initially not latched on well. She can get milk from the breast by getting a poor latch because my mother fed her formula from the bottle initially. When I had separated from my baby after giving birth, she was get lost rooting reflex. This is a basic survival instinct. Babies know how to find an electron on top a nipple to feed. I don't know what a poor leg or good leg is. My husband's mother and my mother also don't know either. They do follow their instinct. I believe I have a breastfeeding instinct, but I'm wrong. Even the health professionals have had no practical trainings in helping mothers breastfeeding the baby initially. You know the theory. It doesn't mean you know how to practice. I try to fix my baby electron correctly, but it doesn't work at the beginning. My baby keeps crying, and when she doesn't get enough milk, my husband can't stand her crying, so he feeds formula milk for her. I try to explain to him that if you supply with formula, my breast might make less milk. He doesn't believe me. He says, you let your baby be hungry, and she cries all day by reading untrustworthy information. I don't. I need trustworthy information. I decided I need to buy this book. Many people need trustworthy information, like specific book or expert opinion. The author of this book says that is the reason she writes this book. A picture is worth 1,000 words. When I get this book in my hands, I'm very excited. I read every page of this book, and it brings me strong emotions. I realized I was wrong at the beginning. I determined to breastfeed exclusively. This book makes me firmly believe that I can do it. I do it step by step. I change the own position for breastfeeding and make rice right. I continue skin-to-skin contact with my baby as much as I can. It's not easy when baby still cries and she can get milk as she wants. My baby doesn't lact correctly, so I try to fix it. I wrestle with my baby in 1 month. My husband's mother doesn't like when my baby cries. I understand, because she loves her grandchild. She worries the baby will be hungry. I try to explain to her the risk of formula feeding. I showed this book for her. I convinced her to read the book. I also did that with my husband, so they started understand what I was doing. After giving birth 1 month, my baby doesn't cry anymore. She gets a good latch. I feel stretched in my breast. I was successful. I got a sense of accomplishment and self-worth when I breastfeed successfully. The breastfeeding relationship is a special relationship between the baby and the mother. How wonderful emotion when I'm looking at her angel face while breastfeeding. It brings me a lot of happiness. I thought I was lucky when my family supported and helped so much in my breastfeeding journey. Although I'm troubled by lacking breastfeeding knowledge, but I don't give up. This book makes me believe that I do right things for my baby. In the past, breastfeeding was natural, but nowadays it's unusual, even strange. If you breastfeed for baby in the long term, like 3 years or even 1 year. I wish I could have this book when I was pregnant. All of knowledge breastfeeding is written really meticulous in the book. I recommend that you should read this book wherever you are, wherever you are. It's beneficial for anyone. I'd like to express my gratitude to author. Her knowledge changed my life positively. Thank you for your listening.